strange fruit.
Blood on the leaves to bad horses, nigga, pressure to some cold.
And the efforts could be enormous.
Find a place on the world amongst the porches, nigga, saying it's time to lose.
I'm known from everything from robbing to school. As long as you know me, narco trafficker, the product was moving. At first, see, I was chasing cheese, but understood I was foolish. See, if attention get you bread, I'm about to become a nuisance and let it come to me. The vision's to start some companies, produce, sell myself, and live comfortably. I'ma plant a couple seeds, pass the torch, and let my children run for me. The marathon continue, that's enough of me. Gotta be honest. One point in time I was disgusted, cracked my jaw when I was 8, my mouth was ugly. I ain't never had shit and grew up on my richest cousins. They strap me at the corner, shame to show my friends the budget screw up thug. What you know about sink showers, months without power. School clothes stained from pets relieving they vows. Mama saying she won't kill us, I'm just trying to make it out. It's motivation. Nigga better pick up a hustle shit. What's good with it? I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Where's my other phone so I could read y'all exactly what I'm about to get into? So, I got on Facebook or Instagram this morning. I'm in Facebook jail, so I deleted the app. I might not even go back to Facebook. I was on Instagram this morning, and I scrolled past the post. I'm sorry if shit like this might just be bothering me. I might be pressing the issue and bringing up things that don't even really matter. It might be the Kevin Samuels in me. Truly, it might be the project baby Kevin Samuels in me, because I'm about to go in on these bitches. But first thing I want to say, shout out to all the women in the world, man. Shout out to all... Let me get my microphone set up. Ooh. Hold on. Shout out to all the queens in the world. Shout out to all the queens in the chat. Shout out to the whores too, because there's a difference. I feel like today I'm talking about some whores, but just shout out to all the queens, all the females. No shade being thrown. I got on Instagram today, and the shade room done shared some shit. I even commented on the post because I don't like. Iggy Azalea said, "I'm sending love to all single parents this holiday. I know it's stressful trying to make make shit perfect, and sometimes this time of year comes with sadness about not having that traditional family unit. But you got this, and what you bring to the table is enough." I just gotta say, first thing first, bitch, what you bring to the table isn't enough. If you are a single parent with some children, and you don't have that family unit, and y'all not coming together, Thanksgiving is okay because that's for like the close family, like the cousins and the aunts and stuff like that. Christmas is supposed to be spent with the nuclear family inside the household. If you did not make the proper decisions to build the proper family unit, so that your kid is not upset and going without or whatever it is not enough. And what I said in the post or something like that, this isn't something that just happens to you. Meaning that being a single parent, being a single mother, being a single father, unless you are a widow or a widower, this isn't something that just happens. These are decisions that you make. Truly, I'm all for with leniency. I guess I'll say I'm all for a little bit of leniency. I'm gonna tell you right now, dog. I really don't have too much leniency or too much with this one. And I say that only because her sitting there trying to tell people like what you do is enough and shit like that. I agree. Look, man, you're doing the best you can, but is it enough? Not at all. It's statistically proven that children that are raised in the single parent house, first things first, single mothers are raising rapists, and this is by majority, over 50%. Over 50% of people in I believe it might be like 63%, 60, 65, 67% of people incarcerated right now came from single mother homes. So this isn't single fathers. Single fathers are doing their jobs. We're not raising prisoners. Single mothers are raising the majority of rapists. They are raising the majority of people in jail right now. They're raising the majority of murderers. They're raising the majority of suicide victims.
If you are raised by a single mother, you are more likely to commit suicide. This is facts. Not only that, not only are you more likely to commit suicide raised by single mothers, as a child. So children from single mother homes under the age of 18 are more likely to commit suicide under the age of 18 because they're raised in a single mother household. And I keep saying single mother. I'm telling you, these statistics are not the same for single fathers. If we look at all the children that come from single, it's not at all the same. Niggas ain't raising murderers and rapists. We might be raising some losers, some jailbirds. We ain't not raising rapists and murderers. I'm saying that as far as like vast crime sprees and shit like that, like the numbers don't at all equate. And truly, what Iggy is really trying to say by this, I feel it. Type shit. Like I understand, man. When niggas is trying to get Christmas presents for their kids in August. I'm saying, man, we I don't know about y'all, man. I come from the bottom, dog. We start layaway really early around here. We start saving up for Christmas when school starts. Soon as broke parents get done with school supplies and new school clothes for the year, then we got to start on Christmas. And I say I ain't got no kids. I'm just saying the general type like that. That's how it is coming from the environment from the. I'm gonna say what is it? The lower class. I'm gonna say the lower class. That's how it is in the lower class. I don't know. I don't too much know how middle class people are raised. I know, man. Anyways, I feel what Iggy Azalea is trying to say, man. If that's all you got, I mean, you make do with what you can. My thing is her saying that it's not enough. I don't necessarily know, or is enough. I don't know if I agree with that. I believe that she should say that you are doing the best that you can. It's not enough. And I'm saying this because saying that what you're doing is enough is like going and taking a test, an SAT, or a test for anything. Let's say you go take the bar exam and you fail the bar. The people that grade those tests aren't going to tell you, you can go be a lawyer. You can't go try to be a doctor and fail the test and then be like, that's enough. Like what you're doing is enough. No. Fuck no. And I'm saying this, dog, because that's basically the sentiment that I'm getting from Iggy Azalea. What I am hearing from Iggy Azalea, damn, that's what I meant to do. Give me just a second. I should have played some music for y'all in my absence. I don't know how to pull it up on here, but one of these days I'm gonna have a commercial break. Commercial break! Looking at it. But I'm telling you, man, I feel like what Iggy Azalea is really, and maybe that's why it rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe it rubbed me the wrong way because I've always been somebody, man, I had to be held accountable for my position in life. And I wouldn't even say my position in the world. If we are having a 3-point contest and I hit 10 out of 10 threes and you hit 2 out of 10, nigga, it's not enough. Whatever you did is not enough. And I'm saying this only because I feel like the sentiment that Iggy Azalea is trying to push across and is trying to explain is basically even when you fail. Because she mentioned the family. I'm not just bringing up the family. She mentioned the family unit. On top of that, Christmas is a holiday that is specifically meant, in a sense, for the family. She mentioned the family unit. Why she can't just tell you that you failed? When you were a child and you thought back to the day that you would have kids and how you would spend your Christmases with your big family and this, and this, you failed somewhere along the lines. I'm going to be honest with you, dog. I don't believe it's that big of a deal. I believe that you have to make do with what you got. Is it enough? Fuck no. And I'm saying this, dog, only because saying that it's enough is then basically saying, like, if it happens again, nigga, you got to make do with what you can, nigga. That's enough. Whatever you can bring to the table is enough. Maybe that's my problem with it. Maybe that's really my problem with it. Iggy Azalea is basically saying Let me see. I know it's stressful trying to make shit perfect, and sometimes this time of year comes with sadness about not having that traditional family unit. But you got this, and what you bring to the table is enough. It's not enough. You're a failure. And I want to say this, dog, because again, man, if we're shooting free throws, if we're taking a test and you fail, whatever, if you're supposed to make 10 out of 10 free throws and you don't do it, you didn't do enough. You didn't practice enough. You were not prepared, and it's not good enough. If you take a test, you can't graduate high school with this mindset. You can't graduate the second grade with it. And I know, because I know kids that failed the second grade. Personally, yes. He failed second grade twice. Why? Because they told him he wasn't enough. They told him whatever it is that you're doing, whatever classwork that you're doing, whatever classes that you're going to, it's not enough. So when Iggy, I'm telling you, I feel like my thing, maybe I've just seen people be held accountable in my lifetime for their failures. And maybe that's my problem with Iggy Azalea. Iggy Azalea saying, yes, Christmas without a nuclear family unit is sad or whatever it is, but you got this and what you do is enough. Maybe what I'm hearing is, yes, you failed. Yes, you didn't make the 3-pointers. Yes, you didn't really make the team, but it's enough. And I'm saying, because you don't hear that nowhere. You can't go take the bar exam right now and fail the test, and the people that hand out lawyer degrees or lawyer card, they're gonna tell you got this enough. You got it. What you're doing is enough. And truly, again, man, maybe why I'm saying, because I feel like understanding accountability and stuff like that. Say I fail. So say I don't hit 10 out of 10 threes and it just wasn't enough to win the game. I then got to go back and practice. I then have to figure out where I went wrong. I then have to tell myself that you did something wrong. If you are about to have a family, Christmas, and you are the only, you're a single parent, mother or father, because I really don't care. And you are taking, you're taking pictures with your child, taking them to the pumpkin patches and to the Christmas lights and all that by yourself, you have failed. And I'm saying this because, one, you failed yourself. Can't nobody tell me that before they had kids, they dreamed of a lonely ass Christmas with those kids. If you got one kid, you can't tell me that you dreamt of a lonely Christmas with you and just your kid. When you were 13 years old and you were like, damn, when I get 25, I'm 25, I'm going to use my age. You can't tell me when you were like, when I get 25 and I have kids, my 25th Christmas is going to be lonely and just me and my child. And hopefully my mama cooks so I can go over there and get a plate, because most of these young kids don't even know how to cook these days. So y'all can't cook, you can't bake. Y'all really just trying to show up with a plate with your little bastard ass children. And I'm saying this because, man, I'm upset, dog. Iggy Azalea is trying to tell y'all that this is enough. Fuck no. If you are a single parent and you're struggling and stressing this Christmas season, nigga, you got a whole year. You got, nigga, next Christmas better be the best Christmas yet. But telling you that your sorriness and your laziness and your inability to whatever the fuck it is to take care of your family and things that on Christmas, telling them that is enough, dog. I'm upset with Iggy. I'm taking shots. I'm very upset with her. And again, dog, me being upset might just be the fact that I have to be held accountable for my actions. Me being upset might be because for my shortcomings, I felt as if, I got to work harder. So Iggy Azalea is telling people, even though you have shortcomings, even though it's stressful trying to make shit perfect, and sometimes this year, even though you're in a time of sadness because you don't have the family unit to celebrate Christmas with, it's enough. Man, it's not enough, dog. First thing first, man, you made the choices. Being a single parent isn't something that just, unless you are a widow or a widower, being a single parent isn't something that just happens. You failed to make the proper decisions when choosing a partner to procreate and begin a family with. And now it's that partner went out there and you no longer have a family. Nigga, that's something that you chose. First thing first, you chose the partner. I got a million numbers on my phone. If I pick up one of these phones and choose to get in a relationship with, that's the woman that I chose. I can't just, look, dog. It didn't just happen. I got to take accountability. So whatever I did in that first relationship to be sitting here with these kids and whatever, it wasn't enough. Whatever I did to be sitting here stressing and sad about not having a nuclear family unit to wake up with my kids on Christmas with, whatever I did to not be able to have that, it's not enough. Next year, you better do something different. This live wasn't even really supposed to be too long, dog. I'm telling you, man, I scrolled and I had to screenshot it. I had to screenshot it, dog, because I don't even really care to get on here and talk about like women in the scene, like that type shit. I'm talking about all single parents. And I'm saying this, dog, because again, the NFL draft. Let's say I don't get drafted. Let's say, man, I don't get a college scholarship. Let's say, man, I play football and everything, and I'm trying to get a college scholarship. Nigga, if I don't get drafted, if I don't get a scholarship, if I don't get looked at in views by nigga, it's not enough. And that was just a personal little thing type shit. I'm telling you, man, I expected to go D1, and on top of that, I was probably D1, what's it called? I didn't even try. I'm telling you, man, when I went to college, I didn't even fill out my FAFSA for any of that. I didn't apply for college. My football coach filled out all the paperwork. Illegal. I'm saying the way I went to college was completely illegal. Dude asked me for my information. I gave it to him, and he applied for me to go to college. On top of that, gave me one of the biggest scholarships that the school has ever given out. Why? Academics. I'm not gonna go there, but. And I'm just saying this, dog, because, like, again, like, back to the draft type shit, man. If I don't get drafted, man, it's not enough. Whatever I did, dog, it wasn't enough. Why is Iggy telling people that they can fail and that's okay? So even though you failed in the goal and the vision that you had for your life, it's okay. Even though you didn't become everything that you said that you were going to become, it's okay. You did good. Good job. I'm telling you right now, that's the problem, dog. That's the problem with the world. And that's most definitely, like, the cool points. Loser trophies. Iggy Azalea must have got a loser trophy. I'm telling you right, Iggy Azalea must have been one of those kids. I played Little League growing up. Everybody didn't get a trophy at the end of the year. Usually, my team brought home the biggest trophies. That's what I remember. I also remember people that never got called to go get trophies. You don't get a participation trophy. You don't get a blue trophy. You don't get one of the little small green ones. You don't get nothing. You said by whose stand? By her standards. By her standards, I'm saying that the effort isn't enough. And I'm going to tell you why. Because she said this about the sadness, about not having the traditional family unit. And again, I want to go back when you were 13 and you thought about your 25th Christmas. Let's say your 30th Christmas. Whatever Christmas that you thought you would have kids in. Whatever, when you were a child, you pictured it. You didn't picture a lonely Christmas. I know women that will be waking up on Christmas with three children under the age of 5, just them by themselves. I know women with kids that don't even have custody of them kids that will be waking up on Christmas all by themselves. They got their own apartment, they got their own car, they ain't got custody of the kids. And I'm saying this because that 13-year-old person that they were, when they envisioned their life and their Christmas, they failed. I'm not saying that they're failing. I'm not saying that they're failing as a partner. I'm not saying that they're failing in choosing partners. I'm saying that they failed in their dream and their vision of what they were trying to go for. There is no single parent that is waking up and saying, I was going to be a single parent. This is what I was going for. There's no person that gets divorced that says, this is what I was going for. You don't get into a relationship and then break up and be like, this is what I was going. When I got to that relationship, I was planning. I'm finna use you for a year. Or for 6 months or whatever it is. Like, that's not what people plan. And where I'm saying the failing, by her saying that it's enough, she's saying that even though you failed, it's enough. I don't feel like that's the goal. And I'm saying that because, like, back to the Little League in a sense, how everybody didn't get trophies. If you didn't get a trophy that year, but you were told you're still, if you didn't get a trophy that year and your goal was to go be the championship team, you have to get better. You have to do better. You have to, whatever decision, whatever you were doing in the off season or whatever the first year, the next year you got to pick it up. But by Iggy trying to tell people that it's enough, they don't feel like they got to get better. If you give the losing team a trophy, what are they working for? What are they working to get better at? I mean, so in a sense, like you said, the failing is it like whose standards? I'm saying it's not my standards. It is your standards. Whatever standard that you have and that you set for yourself. When you fail, if you succeed, I promise, I give all the flowers. I'm gonna give all the claps. But when or if or when you fail, I'm going to tell you that you failed. On top of that, I might even try to help you do something better. Then, if you ask me the question, what do I got to do this time? I'm going to give you, if you could DM me, right? People DM me questions all day, every day. I sit there and be giving them game in the DM. Man, this is how you do that, man. I send them a link to this. Man, this is where I found that. Man, ask me anything. I'm going to try to help you do it. What I'm not going to do is if you set a goal and you fail, man, this is my vision board right here. My goals are set. If I fail, I don't sit there and tell myself, you did enough. Last week, I didn't accomplish my goals. This week, I'm finna knock them out the park because I refuse to be a failure. I refuse to accept failure. And maybe I just identify it as failure. Maybe I identify, if I tell myself I'm going to do something on these days and I put it on the case and I don't do, I feel like a failure. I promised myself that I was going to do something, just like I'm sure when you were 13 or 15 and you were dreaming about your Christmases, you promised yourself, this is what I'm going to be and this is what I'm going to do when I get older. This is what I promised. This is what I'm going to do on December 6th, tomorrow. If I don't do it, I'm a failure. Maybe I just acknowledge it as such. Maybe I don't acknowledge it as, damn, man, you said you were going to do this. And even though you're okay, you don't really have to do that if you don't want to. But the fact that I put it on the board, that tells me that I want to. That tells, like, if I didn't write on the board, like, damn, I really wouldn't fit. If I put it on my calendar, that lets me, I really wanted to do whatever it was. If I don't do it, people change, people's effort change. I agree. I agree that people change. I feel like that's where the choice and the partner comes from. I believe that the reason that people get into relationships would fix that. I feel like the specific reason that people get together, I feel like most people get together because they want happiness. I don't really care about happiness. I care about functionability. I'm happy, but I care about, do you do the job? Can you do the job, and how long can you do the job? And those three questions right there will fix what you're talking about, the people's efforts change. Those three, I can get into the first question, but those three questions right there will fix that. The people change, people's efforts change. Can they do the job? Are they willing to do the job? Are they happy in doing their job? And how long can they do the job for? Are you getting a spare tire? Are you getting a spare tire to just patch up the broken tire, to get you another 100 miles, till you get another spare, get a new tire? Or are you getting you a Michelin that is going to take you to where you want to go? Did you choose the Michelin, or did you choose to just put a spare on the tire? Well, you're saying people's efforts change. I believe that me and you can both agree that there are Michelins in the world. There are strong people that are looking for families and that don't believe in divorce. I'm looking to build a family, and I don't believe if we get together, we not breaking up. The same way I know Crips that they were born and raised because their grandmama was Crips. The day that they turn to be a blood, we can't be together. I don't trust you no more. And I say that because everybody else in the street, look, you get out one or two ways. If we get married or whatever, bitch, we get out one or two ways. Ain't no divorce. And I'm just saying that as far as the Michelin. First thing first, are they a Michelin? Are they willing to? Do they know that they're a Michelin? And how far are they gonna move? If you're not, if I feel like you ain't gonna take me 10 years, I don't look, dog. I'm good. I promise. I don't want you for the night. I don't need a spare tire for the night. I enjoy jacking off. Now, to answer your actual question, however, if a parent is still able to provide and do well for the children, regardless of what life events, what's negative about that? I'm finna see if I can find these statistics. Because I screenshotted the actuals. I'm finna see if I can find them. They might be on that phone. Yeah, they're on that phone. So what's negative about that? I don't believe that you know the statistics of single households. And I'm saying, what's negative about that? What is negative? Being able to provide and do well. Providing and doing well for their children isn't. Providing. I'm going to say just a simple fact, just so you understand in a sense where I'm going. Statistics and studies show that all children raised in single parent household, like not mother or father, just any single parent. If you was raised with one parent and mainly stayed with that parent, basically outside of a nuclear family, you have social and anxiety issues. Why? Because the mother is supposed to be the soft one type shit to tell you like, oh, you're the greatest, you do this, or whatever. And the dad is supposed to come give you realism. You're supposed to have like an equal balance of both. When just one, like when you're just told that you're the greatest, and I'm saying Iggy Azalea had to be raised by a single parent. Iggy's mom told her even when she failed, she did good. Nigga, her dad would have been like, bitch, you failed. And I'm saying this, doggone, your dad might be like, okay, get up and do it again. Try, but you didn't do what you wanted to do type shit. But in a sense, just saying in general, just statistics show that the kids raised and man, you have social issues. We grow up not understanding how to deal with the world. We have anxiety issues. We're scared of the world because we're timid in a sense walking into it. And I'm saying this because first thing, just social issues in general. So let's say, okay, I'm gonna be a single parent. I'm going to accept that possibly, there's a very high possibility that my children might have social or whatever and anxiety issues. So now I believe that I am sending my child out into the world, equipping them with whatever they need to survive in the world with social and anxiety issues and problems. Now listen, I believe in therapy. I believe you can work through issues. But the fact that the day that you split up your family, the day that the family, you are basically accepting the fact that your child will be fucked up. And I'm saying, this is facts. This is statistics. The day that you say, like, nigga, we not doing this no more. You go where you go and we can take care of the kids however, you are fucking your child. It's not even like a traumatic experience. It's it's not even that the split up is it is everything that comes after. I'm so sick. And what I'm saying is, you want the cracked glass or you want the solid glass. Now, back into regardless of what events have occurred, what's negative about it? Okay. Single mother statistics updated 2021. This is just for single mothers because y'all are raising some murderers, rapists. Y'all are raising some bastards. I'm going to tell you right now. Single mothers are raising kids. Kids with social problems are affecting relationships. Kids with social and anxiety problems are affecting relationships. Meaning that there's a lot of people, right, that don't know how to be in a relationship with somebody. There are a lot of people that would prefer to be because they don't know how to actually cohabitate with somebody. These are the social problems. Men and this isn't just men and women raised in single households. Man, they can't maintain they've never seen a relationship before. They've never seen I believe you're a woman, so I'm saying woman just in general type shit. I say y'all women. Y'all women are raising fucked up ass children. Y'all are raising bastards. And I'm saying this, okay, let's look at it. Eighty percent of households are headed by, single parent families. So of the 10 million, almost 11 million single parent families in 2021, 80% are headed by single mothers. I don't care about the demographic. I don't care about the employment. I don't care about the income. I don't care about the poverty. I don't care about the hardship. I don't care about none of that. I want to see where it affects the child. Of the 10 million of the almost 11 million single parent households, 80% are ran by single mothers. And I just gave you, this is I study psychology and things. Like when I was in college, I went to school for psychology. So I understand what splitting up the household does. I understand that the problems and the social and anxiety and things like that develop in a child's brain or in a child's mind, in a sense, from the single parents type shit. So I want to look at, all I want to do is talk about the effects of the child. Because you asked me, where is it negative? The fact that Iggy Azalea is saying that she's sad. You don't believe that Iggy Azalea walking around the house sad because she's alone is affecting the child? So I just want to talk about what's affecting the child. Listen, and that's what I'm saying is not enough. I'm saying if you are affecting the child to this aspect, it's not enough. If you did not plan, if you didn't go get you a Michelin and you went and got you just a spare tire and it's like what your decisions, and again, I'm saying because the goal was the family unit. Iggy Azalea said her goal is the family unit. She just chose the spare tire. She didn't choose a Michelin. And again, this is affecting the child, dog. That's what she's saying that it's enough. She's saying that whatever I do, even though it's fun, and I'm a single parent, this, and this, I got this. And even though I'm a failure, I'm still enough. It's not enough. Why? Because this 80% raised by single mothers? Give me a second. I'm finna tell you what these single mothers are raising. I'm finna explain to you we just gotta look at the effects, dog. 2021. Over 60% of people in jail right now are raised from a single parent. Truly, I believe it's a single mother. I believe that statistic specifically is a single mother. I'm trying to find where this little thing is. I'm saying I look up studies and statistics, dog. I want to, man, where you get first thing, and I'm so deep down the rabbit hole. I even like, who did y'all actually go ask? I go and see where these colleges actually get the information from. So if a college puts out a study, did y'all just test people around your college and then your state? Because around the U.S., man, it's different. Life is different. Life up north is different than it is down south. I don't know, there was a little chart that I was reading, and it was saying over 60% of people in jail right now are raised from a single parent. And then we just looked up, there's 10 million, so if we're over 5 million, if we're just looking at statistics, dog, there's 10,700,000 single families right now. Not individuals, just families. Statistics say that over 60% of the children that come out of those homes will end up in prison. That is a statistic. I'm telling you, just by us staying together, just by me picking a wife or picking a woman that truly wants to be a mother, that truly doesn't believe in breaking up and splitting apart families and things like that. I don't care if I don't like you or not. We can get a big enough house and you stay on that side of the house, I'm going to stay on this side of the house. But these kids going to be raised in the household together. Seeing their mama and daddy cook breakfast and hand them out breakfast and mama making the lunches and shit. If you see what I'm saying. And I'm saying this, of these almost 11 million families, over 60% of the children in those households, 10 million, that means 6 million of those kids are going to be in prison. This is facts. And that's If we looked at it today and there were 10 million 6 million of those kids are in prison right now, or they went in the last year. So just by picking a Michelin, listen, 1 in 4 black kids are going to prison. So just by picking a Michelin, I can at least lower I'd have to look up the numbers on both parents in the household or whatever, the percentage that the kids are going to jail. And then I'll have to specifically look up black kids type shit, but just in general. So I can give my son at least a 50% chance to not ever go to prison just by staying with his mother. And I'm saying this, dog, because the statistics are what the facts are the facts. So you're telling me, in a sense, why is it negative? So if Iggy Azalea has 10 kids, 6 of those kids are going to be in prison. They're going to prison. And it's not jail. It's not arrested. Prison. 60-some% of the people in prison right now. And it's over 60%. And truly, I believe that statistic is specifically single mothers. And you're telling me that if what I'm saying is negative is the facts. What I'm saying is negative is that Iggy Azalea saying that it's enough, is that Iggy Azalea is saying that a 63% chance for her son to go to prison, a 40-some% chance, a 30-some% chance for her son to not go to prison is enough. I refuse to accept it. Not only is that negative, bitch, I'm gonna call her out for it. It's not enough. She's a failure. I'm saying, I wish I could find this goddamn chart. Heritage.org, that's not it. I don't know where I found this goddamn study. Method results. Okay, so that's the method. The results. That's not it. You ask why it's negative, and truly, that's what I want to answer. That is what the father absence crisis in America. This is just one. Okay, because I'm gonna be honest. I'm fair. I'm not just talking about single mothers right now. I'm talking about just single parents in general. Because she said single parents, so I don't want to just single out single mothers or whatever. I truly want to get into all of it. But the statistics I just found right here is talking about the fatherless absence in America types. So whatever statistics this is right here that I'm about to read to you is exactly the statistics that Iggy Azalea is saying is good enough. You ask me how it's negative. What Iggy Azalea is saying is good enough and is acceptable for her because of her choices and her decisions to not go get a Michelin, but to pick a spare tire or whoever the fuck her baby. I don't know who her baby daddy is. This is what she's saying is good enough. Her child is, which Iggy Azalea is rich, but if people without a father type shit are 4 times more likely to be in poverty. If Iggy Azalea wasn't Iggy Azalea, she would be in poverty. I don't know a single mother right now that's not struggling and stressing. I don't know one. I know some of these bitches with 2 or 3 kids, they can't even go get a job. I'm saying literally, unless they can just catch them a nigga walking by and get them to pay them. I feel like ask a question. I don't understand. I was speaking in terms of your perception of choosing a partner and failure. I believe that I don't know. And it's basically, I guess what I'm questioning, I was speaking in terms of your perception of choosing a father. I feel as if you can choose a father or you can choose a baby daddy. And then at the same time, I know fathers who chose whores. So in a sense, I mean, a father / husband has to go find a wife / mother. And I'm telling you, I know people, man, like the man was really happy about trying to start a family. That bitch wasn't interested in none of that. Which I'll be honest, I could have he found a bitch at Hooters or wherever the fuck. I mean, Twin Peaks or some type of goddamn strip club. But just in general type shit, like, I know fathers who. People and their intentions don't change over time, dog. I'm gonna be honest. I agree that the people and intent and all of I understand. I feel what you're saying. I'm not going to say that you can prevent it. That's not really, I guess, where I would want to go with that. I would say that you can realize it. I'm telling you right now, the more that I start to understand relationships and start to understand the programming that people have, that people get, it's kind of like a computer. I'm going to be honest. I don't want a woman who has ever heard the term single, independent woman that don't need a man. And I'm saying that, I'm going to explain to you the programming. A woman that has ever even heard that phrase, identify. It's like if I put it into my computer, I could put in some code into this MacBook right now and turn it into like an AI. Like if I had Tony Stark's brain and I could make the Mac an AI, I could sit here and talk. I could make and program my own Siri. Now back to the programming of the child, hearing I'm a single independent woman that don't need no man. This young girl, this young computer, this young programming that is about to move in this goddamn world with us is walking around with the program of, damn, I can be a single independent woman that don't need no man. Think about if you program the computer. You're a single independent computer that don't need no human. If I created a computer program and told it some shit like that, listen, Avengers made a movie about it, Age of Ultron. When the computer started doing what the fuck they want to, there was havoc was released. People would look destruction. I just want to go back. That was just an example, but I want to go back in a sense to the programming. If I tell my computer this, if I programmed the AI a robot and then I gave it the command in the programming, you're a single independent, you don't need nobody. You don't need no human, you don't need nobody. You understand the very serious complications and the negative aspects that could come from that. Like you get like nigga, anything? I can do anything? So now, okay, on top of this, and I said I don't want any woman who has really like heard some shit like that. And most definitely, if they believe it, if they hear it and they wipe that shit off, that's one thing. If they hear it and they actually believe that they can do some shit like that, I'm saying that I don't want the bitch. And I say, I'm sorry, I speak colloquially type shit. But in a sense, to the programming, if they believe it, I'm gonna explain to you because this one's tricky. If they really believe that they're a single independent woman and they don't need or whatever it is, and my goal is to have a family, my goal is to be a father and a husband forever. Meaning, when I say my vows and I pledge my soul to a woman or whatever it is, soul ties and all. When I do that, I mean forever, no matter what. And I'm not saying that I don't need a man. I'm just like, my goal and my vision is that forever. But now I'm dealing with a woman who has the programming that she's a single independent woman that don't need no man. So at any moment in time that I do something that she doesn't like, or she gets bored, or whatever the case may be, however she changes, because that's what people intentions change over the time. I agree. If she never even has the programming to change in the manner that I don't like, then it can. This goddamn fly, I'm about to kill this fly. I'm telling you right now, I'm about to take my slide off. Wait till it comes by again. I don't know. I hate having the goddamn door open for that reason. And what I'm saying, you're saying that people change, their intentions change. I don't feel like people go against programming. And I'm saying this, if you raise a non-violent child, your child doesn't grow up violent. The programming doesn't change. You could put your kid in, and I'm saying, okay, think about it like this. If you grow up and there's no violence in the household, there's like your child has never experienced or witnessed any kind of violence. And at the age of 12, you put your kid in UFC or some kind of class like that, and he gets his ass beat, he's not going to want to go. He's not going to develop the violence, if you see what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if your child grows up with zero motherfucking aggression and violence, and he's just a little weak ass kid that don't have to play no sports and no competitiveness to him and none of that, your child isn't going to grow up and have that program. Your child isn't going to grow up and be competitive. Your child, like it's not going to grow and think in that manner. And I'm saying this, though. There are women in this world. There are women in America who have never heard the phrase. And even if they, I'm telling you, that's why I say believe it. If they believe it, if they hear it, I know bitches right now that their friends are saying they're going to talk bad to the bitch. Don't. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not no single, independent one. I'm not no boss. And I'm saying it. I know these bitches are real bosses. They really have, are man and in charge of some shit. But to even utter and say some shit, I'm telling you, that goes against their programming. Why? Because their parents didn't raise them to say something, to even think like, I don't need. Nah, nigga, their parents raised them to go for the goal. The same goal, the husband and father goal that I have, that's what their parents raised them for. Go get you a husband and father. First name for be a wife and a mother. And then go get you a husband. Only the bitches that are programmed to feel like that they can do something other than the actual goal and other than the purpose. That's when they change. That's when the intentions really change. And I'm saying this, you have to understand somebody's purpose to begin with. I'm going to be honest. You're a female. I feel like females get duped a lot. Like men are supposed to have game, and it's enough men in this world to have game that can game you into whatever bullshit type shit. I believe that comes from the fact that we can't. I'm sure that there are women. I'm not even gonna speak on you. There are women in this world that tells me that I can't say another man is not a man. Not a man. I would say he's a bitch. I would call him a male. That's a bitch ass nigga type shit. We can distinguish. He's a male. He's not a man. There are women that be like, no, all men are men. I don't believe it. I believe there are some grown ass adults walking around. Grown ass children walking around this bitch. And I'm saying it only because the reason why women are getting duped is because the other men, back in the day, man, you could just bully bitch ass niggas. In the AT, I'm saying, man, the bitch ass niggas, the niggas that weren't men, they didn't make it. They couldn't get no pussy. And I'm saying, like, unless you were that nigga back in the day, that nigga got the bitches. The nigga, like, I believe it's almost like 50% of males or something like that don't procreate. Meaning that either 50% of males made themselves that nigga, or, well, okay, I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna put them all into the same group. So 50% of males made themselves that nigga, or the 50% of males that are procreating type shit, like they just found a way to not be that nigga and still get some pussy to be able to procreate. I go off on a lot of tangents and a lot of stuff, but I understand the point. I'm gonna bring it right back. You said this about the intention. I think about intention as far as programming. If he would program to, I have started going back to a woman's like the partner that I'm looking, and I'm saying this because I would like you to do the same thing. For you to tell me that people's intentions change, I agree. My way to solve it, a woman, I've started asking people if they believe in divorce. I know people whose parents and grandparents are never had, but they don't believe in they will argue until whatever the fuck. That's the person that they plan on arguing with until they motherfucking deathbed. Why? Because both of those people, they had the intent. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not the intent. It's not that I have good intentions with you. My purpose is greater than whatever intentions I got. My purpose is greater than whatever it is that I want to do and I think about doing it and I feel like. I feel like how you're saying intentions change, and intentions change over time because first that like if you're talking about for men, intentions change because I feel as if they were never really raised to be men and to have a purpose, so they don't follow the purpose. It's like if I say that we're going to Papados or Red Lobsters and we get on the way there and the girl's like, oh, I prefer McDonald's or whatever. Bitch, we're not eating McDonald's. We're going to the place that I said we're going to go. And we're not changing the intentions in the course. I'm saying, I'm just making an example. I'm just saying general type shit. But that's because men, you're saying men, intentions change. For men, I feel like they're saying this is where we're going to go. And soon as a bitch says something that gets in their feelings, then they don't want to go there anymore. I feel as if women are meant to change. And I'm saying, or not, I wouldn't even say meant to change type shit, but I would say in a sense, I mean, women are meant to be programmed and molded. Meaning, if we got married, if we were together for 10 years or whatever, and you went and got married, you were with him for 10 years. How do I say it? I want to stop only because once you get into shit like this, bitches to tell me I'm misogynist and shit like that for saying this. Bitches need to get molded and trained. And I'm saying this because, like, I have to train you to be my wife. And the way that he trains you to be his wife is going to be completely different. So I believe women's intentions are supposed to change. The programming doesn't change. So I would tell men, look at your partners. What were they really programmed to be and to do? What did they really see? What did they really believe? Did your partner see his mom getting beat up? Did your partner see like violence in the household? I mean, or whatever it was, or like the stepdad or dad beating his mom type. Did your partner see this? If he seen it, he was programmed one way or another. Did he believe that that was acceptable? I'm gonna be honest, dog. I grew up in a violent household like that. I have had a relationship where we were physical. I never believed that that was the right thing to do. Truly, still to this day, I don't even really like fighting niggas, man, because I don't like folding people up. Now, I can do it rather quickly. I will. But I don't feel like it's right, in a sense, to... See, you see, and there it is. I feel like you're trying to take that. You have been looking for something. That's why you're asking. I'm just saying in general. Like you, first thing first, nothing that you can say that I have said has not been facts. I'm not spitting opinions. I literally just gave you statistics that Iggy Azalea said she's that's good enough. But I'm just saying in general, like, even though I was programmed in that manner, I didn't believe that that was right. So even if I know women right now whose moms will tell them that they're a single, independent woman that don't need no man, and that daughter will tell her mom, man, fuck no. I'm sitting here with a child at 18 because you didn't properly raise me correctly. Nigga, I need that nigga who I had this baby with. I believe the programming matters. How you said their intention change, I don't believe that the programming changes. Intentions 100%. Look, we can be going this way and then switch it up and say we're going to go this way. But the end goal is where that's what I'm saying is a failure. Because you asked earlier in the sense what's negative and why, who's saying that it's a failure and things of that manner. Man, just what do you want? What do you want out of life? Are you really happy? How do you feel like you can acquire happiness? But at the same time, like, I'm gonna be honest, you sound like you're speaking from a fear mindset. You sound as if you're speaking and not trying to risk. Talking about people change over time and stuff like that. And I'm saying that I could look at the marriage statistics for how many marriages don't work and end in divorce and how many women leave their wife and things like that. I don't care about none of that, dog. And it's the same way, man, when I was 12 years old and I got in the streets, I understood. I just turned 25 not too long ago. Man, I wasn't supposed to make it to this. I got scars and shit all over my motherfucker. Man, I done been shot and all that. I understood the risk. When I hopped the yes, all that, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life, man. Whatever it is, man, it's going to happen. My little cousin spent, I got cousins that from 11 to 18 were in juvenile detention. My baby cousins. I was supposed to be like them. Truly, I was the worst one. They probably learned, I'll be honest, they were probably in juvenile detention because of shit that I taught them. I'll be completely honest with that. And one of these days, I'm going to go back and be like, man, I'm sorry, dog. Man. Truly, I was a baby out of my family, and so I always hung around with older people and shit like that. But in a sense, that's not. That's off topic. The programming, I believe, man. I'm telling you, man. I feel. You said there's a balance that needs to occur. I don't believe that there is a balance. Risk assessment. I don't know if you invest in stocks. I hear you saying that people change over time and people can say one thing. I'm saying I hear it. Risk assessment. I invest in the stock market. I got some crypto and all that. Depending on what Ethereum, depending on how low, because I don't know if you heard the Bitcoin just dipped. Depending on how low Ethereum goes, I am willing to risk $1,000. I got $1,000 right now, man. I got a couple of these knots right now I'm trying to put into Ethereum. And I'm saying that I assess the risk. I'm willing to lose it. If I go find me a Michelin, if I go find me a woman that man, I'm a wife and I want to be a mother and at home births and submissive and this and that, and I start looking into the programming and testing some things out, I'm willing to take the risk that the Michelin might get a nail in it or something. I'm willing. I have assessed the risk, whatever Michelin or whatever tire. I'm willing to assess that there might be some complications with the tire. But am I good? And that's why I said I feel like you're speaking on it in a sense from like a fear mindset. Not only that, I also feel as if women try, like you're trying to say in a sense, whatever Iggy Azalea was saying was enough, and it's not. The goal, like it's almost like a. How do women do? I feel like men either fall into like a black or white area and women is all the fucking gray. And I'm saying this because women will sit there and be like, I need a man that does this, and this. And the last nigga that you was talking to and the next nigga you gonna talk to aren't none of those things. But you're gonna say he falls into a gray area. He doesn't have to fit all these requirements that you said that you have. The last nigga that you said that you had, just talk about your requirements. You're going to find some kind of gray area. Or, I'm going to tell you what women, I learned. I'm going to be honest, and I'm cool with all of it. Because you said in the sense what'd you say? There has to be a balance that needs to come. I usually sit in the middle. I'm cool with all of it. I understand that people learn. I also feel like, how does the saying go? Smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. Meaning I can just watch. I know what to do. I sit back and I peep game. In a sense. Let me see. And I'm saying this. Are you trying to tell me that you mean that there's a balance in between failure and good enough? I said good enough because that's the term that she used. I'm going to say you're telling me that there's a balance between failure and winning? Like passing and failure? And if that's what you're trying to tell me to find the balance to. Basically saying like, okay, yes, this person failed, but there's also a balance because they wanted some. If that's what you're trying to tell me, explain this to me in like if we were in high school and we were looking at grades Explain to me how, as a teacher, I could come to you with a 69. Explain to me, because I play football and sports and shit like that. Explain to me how I could still be eligible to play sports with the 69. And I'm saying that because I had a 68 in class and I couldn't play sports for 3 weeks. Where's the balance in between? Where's the balance in between passing and failing? I believe that there's a balance in the risk. I believe that there's a balance in everything you named, as far as, because then you said it could get into the conversation of submissiveness and vulnerability and all. I agree with all those. I believe there's a balance. The balance of passing and failing, not at all. The balance of if you accomplished your goal or if you failed to accomplish your goal, there's no balance in there. There's no gray area. I'll be honest. I've been sipping a little bit. I really don't. I'm telling you, I really got on here just to talk some shit about motherfucking Iggy Azalea. I ain't even planning to make it this long, but I do like the feedback. I like that you even came here and tried to spit back and give me some game, because I like that you tried to get the understanding. Only because I'm about to come up with a new YouTube. And all the clips from all the best clips, I'm about to just start making like a Murphy show clips. The Murphy clips, look at that. But that's only because I do go off on, but I'm telling you, some of these tangents that I go off on, I be spitting game. I don't know about you, I be spitting. I feel like that Vegeta meme type shit, like when that nigga sitting there, like, yeah, nigga, I be spitting, you got me fucked up. That's why I said about the facts and shit like that. So I'm saying, I wouldn't say that I'm perfect in any aspect. I would say I feel like I had the conversation. I feel like I'm working on perfection. I feel like for Iggy Azalea to say that it's good enough, she's not continuing to work for perfection. How I said I was going to do something yesterday, Sunday, December 5th, December 6th, or Saturday, December 4th, I ain't even have time to do it. I failed. I'm upset. It's not good enough. And again, I like that you asked in a sense, like, what am I feel like it's the goal. I'm going to tell you right now, I will tell you, go get you a vision board. Figure out, man, where am I trying to be next year? I'm not gonna lie, I don't even like looking at that, because last week I ain't do nothing I said I was gonna do. Yeah, last week I was fucked up, I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? This, man, this is just, and truly I feel like a failure. Because I didn't accomplish my goal, and I'm saying that I can't say that it's good enough. I can't say if I say I'm gonna work out 3 times a week and I work out 2 times, I'm telling you, it's not good enough to me. I don't care how many times I worked out. I truly, man, I'm not happy. I feel like it's the goal. Who am I to say it's negative? Who am I to say it's a failure? Because Iggy Azalea brought up her goal. What's your goal? What's the goal in a sense for, your relationship? What's the goal for your Christmas? What's the goal for next Christmas? When you were a child, what was your goal? And did you fail your childhood goals? I believe that dreams and goals and shit like that are kind of like a GPS system. Like how I said earlier, like if the goal is to get the Papa Do's or Red Lobster and you say you want to go to McDonald's, I believe we can stop at McDonald's. But I believe the goal is still Papa. I'm still trying to get to Red. Like I still want some shrimps and some crabs. I feel like as society, I feel like a lot of people have things like, I want to do this, and I say I'm going to do it. I don't care what you want to do. I don't care what you say. What is the goal and what is the target? Because if you have envisioned your goal enough, then you have dates and plans and steps and shit like that. I could say I'm gonna get rich. If I don't never write a plan to get, I'm never gonna be rich. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be a wealthy ass nigga when I get older. Okay. Before you go, I just got a question. So I got 5 weeks on this what's it called? If you say that you're gonna do something for 5 weeks, I believe when you get to the 5th week, you can assess what you did, erase it, and update it. 100%. I believe if you went week 3 and you tell me I'm about to update my goal and my vision for the rest of the month, you're a failure. My personal beliefs. Unless you get sick, unless you catch COVID, unless it's something. And I'm saying this, dog, because we understand this when it comes to work. See, I assess it weekly, but I assess last week. I don't assess the new goals. Once I write that I'm finna work out these days, or I have to do this on this day and this on this day type shit, like, I assess it like, damn, did I actually accomplish? I'm gonna be honest. Oh, no, not on this. When I made it again, I was writing percentages for how much shit that I like. If I said I was gonna work out 3 days a week and I did all 3 days, if I said I was gonna invest this amount of money or this percent of my check or something like that, and I didn't do it, this many days or whatever the fuck it is type shit, like I did a percentage, and I would add up all the percentage, and honestly, I was coming out to a B average. That upset me. But you're saying assess it weekly. I believe, yes, look backwards weekly, but look forward weekly, not at all. Because if I worked out 3 days this week and I don't feel like the day that I might look at this vision, but I don't feel like working out this, so I'm okay. Well, I'm only work out 2 days this week, next week. And I'm saying like monthly. Okay, for you saying to assess it weekly, you're telling me you can't have monthly goals or yearly goals. In a sense, like I agree with I mean, look, man, you got to start small. Well, slow down there, partner. But in a sense, I mean, man, it's got 4 or 5 weeks on it. You can't think 5 weeks into the future and tell yourself you're going to do something and actually hold yourself accountable to do it. I'm telling you right now, Iggy Azalea is not holding herself accountable for the promises that she told herself when she was a child. When I told myself as a child that I was going to be successful in this, and that, I'm telling you, man, look, if I don't become that, I am going to live my life full of regret. I'm going to be very regretful on my deathbed. If I don't accomplish this vision board and do the things I say I'm going to do for this month, I'm saying my deathbed going to be filled with regrets. I don't even want no kids y'all don't even got to come see me. I prefer to be alone if I'm going to be a loser. Personally, I just see it as a loser. I see the things that I want to do, my goals. If I feel like a fucking loser. And I'm saying this because you said assess it weekly. I agree. But by saying that, you're telling me that you can't have a monthly goal. You're telling me that you can't tell yourself 30 days from now you're going to do something and actually do it. Why? Because shit, if I don't want to do it in 15 days, fucking nigga, that third, I'm just going to exit that off and let's put something else on the board. Fuck no. Fuck. You're a loser. You're a loser. I'm trolling. That's my personal opinion. See, but what if your weekly goals change? What if I work out? And I'm saying this because, man, if I assess it based on feelings, if I assess it based on being good enough, if I tell myself I'm going to work out 3 days and I only work out 2, if I tell myself I am good enough, that is where I become a failure. That's truly all I'm trying to say. If Iggy Azalea told herself when she has kids, nigga, her kids are never going to be without a daddy and this and this, she failed herself. I'm not calling, like, she's a failure in my eyes just because she failed her goal type shit. But if she failed herself, I mean, she shouldn't be looking at it like, bitch, you're good enough. Man, this bitch, I'm telling you, my biggest problem with these boss babes. She says some shit that these boss bitches say. You got this. Bitch, you don't got it. I agree with that. Okay, so basically what you're telling me is Iggy Azalea didn't really assess him. Iggy Azalea is just I don't know, dog. I hear what you're saying about the assessment and shit like that, but like to tell, okay, that's what I want you to speak on the point that I made. If I tell myself I'm gonna work out 2 days and not 3, and I or 3 days and I only do it 2 or some shit like that, like, do you believe that I'm a failure in that instance? Do you believe I have failed? Do you believe I am unsuccessful? Do you believe I deserve a trophy? The answer to that question, right, will really let me know how you feel about this accountability and the assessment and all that. If you get to the bottom of this month and you ain't do nothing you said you were, is it good enough? Tell me I'm good at that. That's what I need to hear. I'm a failure or I'm good enough. That's the only comment I need to read. I don't even need you to explain it. Because if you if you're good enough, then look, you whatever you do is just good. Just be a loser. Look, do you? The homeless people on the street are good enough. Or are you successful? Are you a go-getter? Are you goal-driven? I don't know, man. That bitch talking about you got this. Bitch, you don't got it. If I get to the end of this vision board and I ain't worked out 3 days a week, dog, I don't have it and I'm not good enough. I refuse for you to lie to me. Yeah, I couldn't find no statistics. I missed it. I ain't even get into all the statistics for the single mothers. Man, kids raised in single mother households are more likely to have behavioral problems. And out of school. Women raised by single mothers are more likely to be to face abuse and conflict. Or no, abuse and neglect. I'm gonna be honest. You're telling me that you see me. You're telling me that I am a failure if I don't do it. Henny, I'm gonna finish with this. You're telling me that I'm a failure if I don't do it. But am I good enough? I'm not saying that I agree that you can get better. As long as you're assessing and taking accountability, I believe you can get better and I can meet my goal next week. Am I good enough? Because you asked me why Iggy Azalea is negative or whatever the fuck it is, why she's a failure. If I don't do what I say I'm gonna do, am I good enough? If your boyfriend told you he ain't gonna cheat and he cheats and he's not good enough. Like, you see it in other aspects. If he tells you that and you failed at what you said you were gonna do. I'm gonna be honest, that's a little disingenuous. Okay. Fuck me. Is Iggy Azalea good enough? Even though she didn't accomplish her goal, is she still good enough? Is she still doing her thing? Get off of me. Don't worry about me. Let's assess women. Let's assess the person I came here to assess. Is she good enough? Even though she's a failure at what she said that she wanted, a nuclear family. I believe she actually used the word nuclear family too. Traditional nuclear family is what she said. No, traditional family unit. I'm gonna be honest. I know that you're asking me. You said that's a question for myself. I know if I don't do the things I say I'm gonna do, I'm a failure. Is Iggy Azalea a failure? Are other people failures for not doing the things that they say? I feel like women be trying to save feelings, dog. Iggy Azalea is trying to save you, telling you, dog, even though you're stressing and you're sad and you're lonely, you're good enough. Nope. Good enough. That's a good question. Let me read this to try to understand what she was saying you're good enough. Or it's enough. I got to read it again. My mind goes, but you got this, and what you bring to the table is enough. Okay, I believe she's saying, am I good enough for a family? No. Is it acceptable? Am I good enough to accept this? I guess I'm going to say. Because what I feel like what Iggy is saying is basically like, kind of like I said, I don't even want to go there. I feel like Iggy's saying basically, is it acceptable? Is the fact that I want a family unit, a traditional family unit, and I don't have it, and I'm sad about that, but is this still enough? Like, is this still acceptable? It's not acceptable. My opinion and my thing, but the whole reason for me coming here, it is non-acceptable. So it's not in a sense, it's not good enough to say, am I good enough? That's not really the question. It's more asking what goal do you want? What goal did you want? Did you accomplish your goal? And was it enough? So it's in a sense, it's not looking forward. This is looking backwards. Is it acceptable to say you're going to do something and not do it? And that's why I brought up in a sense, like if your boyfriend said he's going to be monogamous and he started lying and cheating type shit, you would say like that's not acceptable. It wasn't what you said and what you did. It wasn't good enough. So if Iggy says, I want a family and I want the traditional family and this, and she does something different, is it acceptable? Is it good enough? Fuck no. I'm sorry. By her own, I feel like that's truly what I'm here to speak on. I feel like the main point of why I came here to speak today is because of what you just said. Society will tell people, man, that's just not acceptable, dog. Society will tell a crackhead, man, it's not acceptable. Meth heads, crackheads, all that. So does society's opinion really matter? Does what's going on in society, in the world, truly even matter at all? And I'm saying this, dog, because there are rapists in this world that believe that they're enough. That's good enough. I'm asking the question, Iggy Azalea is saying that it's enough and for her and it's acceptable, that's fine. I want to think about the worst of Kyle Rittenhouse that went to Wisconsin and killed those people. Is it acceptable? Some people believe it is, some people believe it's not. I guess I'm just thinking about the worst things. Does what society say really matter? Society means nothing. Dog, the best means nothing. Your best, if you fail, means nothing. I'm going to be honest. What I'm hearing, because I agree with your point, I agree with what you're saying. What I'm hearing is that basically it's a defensive measure. I study psychology. I'm going to get into this. Say I start throwing shots. You're big, you're ugly, you're whatever the fuck, you're gay, you're a child molester. I'm throwing shots, whatever direction, at you. I know big girls who accept being big. I know big bitches that you can call fat. If you've seen the movie Pitch Perfect, how Fat Amy was like, oh yeah, she was like, you call yourself Fat Amy? And she's like, I call myself Fat Amy, so little skinny bitch is like, you don't do it behind my back. She accepts reality. She accepts the realism of society. I know you don't. And truly, I'm talking to myself. I'm not even really talking to you. But I do feel like it's a defensive tactic. To do something that you know is wrong, like child molesters, and then say, I believe I'm doing my best. I believe what I am doing is good. And then to not hear what anybody else has said, that's a defensive tactic. That is a defensive tactic. If I say that I'm the best 3-point shooter in the world and I can't hit a 3, and then everybody else is like, dog, like you're trash, like da-da-da-da, I'm the best. It's a defensive tactic. Why? Because you won't really acknowledge the reality simply to save your emotions. I'm saying right now, I could sit there and go all day long on the single mother statistics, talking to single mothers, and they will argue with me all day. It is truly just to save face. It's defensive. I don't want to, vulnerability that you were talking about earlier, that's what it is. I feel like what you're saying in the sense, Iggy Azalea is just trying not to be vulnerable. Iggy Azalea is trying to keep from breaking the fuck down. These papers, I wonder what you do for work to be talking about papers. But, yeah, I'm saying, man, I feel like, man, it's vulnerability. Iggy Azalea is doing everything to keep from breaking the fuck down. Man, she knows better than that bitch ass shit she be doing, dog. She knows that shit ain't acceptable. How do I know you? I feel like I know you. I don't know how. I can't really see your face. Let's see. I know you. I don't really remember where. I don't know. I don't follow you from my main account, so I really don't know where I know you from. But I'm about to get out off of here. That's how I know you. Something like that. I don't know where I was at the time that I don't know what this Instagram was called whenever we met, though. I mean, I had about 6-7 Instagrams. I remember that. I do remember that. But no, in a sense, I'm saying, I feel like it's to save face. I feel like I like this conversation, dog. I done broke down the whole why it's negative, if it's negative and stuff like that. I didn't even got into, in a sense, like why I feel like she did. I'm saying, man, it's to save face. She don't want to be vulnerable. She don't want to let people know, nigga, I'm breaking the fuck down because I never envisioned my life to be like this. But that's honest. That's real. Bitch, I want you to sit there. I really don't remember. I want Iggy Azalea to sit on live and cry and show these bitches the real. I guarantee you Iggy Azalea done cried about whoever the fuck she had a baby with. Just because it's him. I swear to God, I feel like that bitch cried just because it was him. Like, damn, this sorry ass nigga out of all the niggas. I'm about to get my motherfucking tooth fixed. I hate this goddamn thing. It's all good though. I done fucked up. But no, I'm saying, I like this conversation. I enjoyed this conversation. I feel like I learned. I feel like you learned. I feel like I taught the world, man. I want to send this picture to this phone real quick so I can use it as a thumbnail so y'all know what time it is, because I'm not. Send to Michael's phone. AirDrop. Peace and blessing to you. Y'all know what the thumbnail is. I'm telling you, man, this Michael Murphy versus the world, dog. This Michael Murphy versus the world. But for right now, nigga, Iggy Azalea, you on motherfucking what's it called? So it's Iggy Azalea versus the world today. Peace and blessings to you. Appreciate you for watching the Murphy Show, the Murphy Show, the Murphy Show.